What's good? What's good? What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. As always, we are live. It is Tuesday night. We have a special treat for you all tonight. A great panel conversation and a possible rematch between EM and Mr. Ballgame. Let me see. I think EM responded. Hold on. If he ain't running, we're gonna find out, guys. I don't know if we're going to be able to have the game because EM might be running, but we'll see when he comes on. But shout out to everybody who is joining the stream right now. Good night, Carter. It's nighttime. Night-night. I love you. I love you. Oh, well, it's night time. Sorry, guys. The little one telling me good night. What's up, Ronnie Grooms? I see you, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me go ahead and pull up YouTube so I can see who was the first in the building and who the first mod was in the building as well. Let's see here. Y'all give me 1 second. We already got 45 watching already. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. I see Reason. What's up, Reason? Did you get the link, Reason? It's right below you. And Loso Dolphins fan is the first mod in the building. Shout out to the mod squad. EM, there he go. Yeah, running, EM. We gonna see, man. EM stay running, but let's go ahead and bring Reason in. What's up, homie?
What's good? EM running? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
is that what you're putting out there?
He running. He been prepping all night, saying I might be tired. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it long because he was good at first. He was good at first, and then all of a sudden, hey, you and Mr. Ballgame want the rematch, and he says, I'm a little tired, man. We'll see on the remote. So that's what's going on, Reason, man. Talk to him, Reason.
Wow, EM. I mean, you're getting called out right now. I guess you got to step up, EM. It's time for you to. You're still down 2 games. What? He's lost 2 and he's won
2-1.
Yeah,
he's 2-1.
Yeah, so he's got to even it out, right?
If he can, Mr. Ballgame said he ain't taking no mercy on them next time they play. No mercy whatsoever.
I thought Ballgame said that was the end of the free sessions too. He wanted money from here on out, if I remember correctly.
I ain't gonna lie. I think at this point, Ballgame ready to destroy him for free. All the noise he's been talking. So I'm not sure, man. But if we get the rematch, we get it. If EM decides he want to run from the pressure, we understand, EM, man. We ain't gonna hold it against you. We ain't gonna hold it against you.
People are already asking for predictions in a rematch.
Oh, there we go, EM. Yeah, okay. Oh, Lord, he said good luck. Oh, man. Hey, TD, you got my text? Pure Fins. No, I didn't. If you did text me, resend it, man, because unless I must have missed it, please resend it because I hate when that happens. A lot of people send me stuff, text me, email me, and I don't get it. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm sorry. But then I find it 3 weeks later. Like, oh, wow, how am I just seeing this? But shout out to everybody, man. We want to talk about a few things. If we get the rematch, we'll get it. If not. But we definitely want to talk about some things. There's a lot of chatter going on. Not just the Dolphins world. There's a lot of chatter going on in the NFL period about this quarterback situation and what's going to happen at the top of the board. Reason, you want to share some of the stuff that you're hearing?
No, just a lot of stuff coming out of the Pro Bowl today. I mean, I shared a thread.
Pro Bowl?
The Pro Bowl. Where am I at right now, eh? The Senior Bowl. The Senior Bowl. A lot of stuff coming out of the Senior Bowl today. I shared a thread with the guys in our chat today, and there's some offensive line and defensive line drills, and two guys that really stood out was South Carolina defensive lineman that we were talking about yesterday, Javon Kinlaw, and then on the offensive side, the center for LSU, Cushenberry, was really putting on a little bit of a show there too. So, and as far as the quarterbacks, from what we've seen today, Mahomes, look where I'm at right now. Love is embracing the Mahomes comparisons today, and a lot of good stuff is coming out about Herbert. Herbert apparently had a really solid practice today, and I'm hearing a lot of teams are kind of liking what they're seeing from him, which I told all y'all was going to happen. They're going to fall in love with that arm and that size, right? But it's one thing to be – listen, I told the story before. I used to practice with a I used to play with a quarterback before I was a starter. The guy who I was under for about a year and a half, and this guy in practice was an absolute stud. Like, I'm talking like this guy looked like he was gonna go the full distance, and then when game time came, totally different quarterback, man. And that's why eventually coaching staff gave up on him, because they weren't getting what they were getting in practice. You know what I mean? So Herbert can look as good as he wants in these drills, but when that ball snaps, it's a totally different game.
I definitely listen. Herbert is like you said, there's a lot of rumbling about Herbert today. I want to ask you this question before we get deeper into that. How many teams need a quarterback right now, Reason?
So, I mean, I would put the Dolphins on that list. I would put the Chargers on that list. I would put the Raiders on that list, the Panthers possibly on that list, possibly the Buccaneers on that list, and I do think the Colts are on that list because I don't think they're sold on Brissett. And then you got to look for the sleeper teams, right? Like, I remember a couple months ago, I saw a mock that really stuck out for me. What if Minnesota wants to move off Cousins money and a guy like Jake Fromm is sitting around? That's kind of a Cousins player. You know what I mean?
Well, the guaranteed you just said is about 6 teams. And what's up, EM? Shout out to you, man.
Can you see this, TD? Can you see? Let me show you this update. I literally just got it. Can you see that?
What is it? Read it off.
It says this is from a Canadian outlet called The Score, which is like our ESPN, one of our ESPNs out here. Dolphins owner wants Joe Burrow. Stephen Ross reportedly covets LSU QB in 2020 draft, but I mean that ain't happening. It's already starting. It's the Senior Bowl starting, and all this stuff's coming out, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people want him.
No, they've already confirmed he's not moving out. So I mean, since he already came out, we talked about this yesterday and confirmed they're not moving off that pick. So I don't know why that's even coming out.
Because we gotta get Tua for EM's birthday, man. We gotta get him.
Well, imagine what it would cost for us to get Burrow.
That's insane, bro. That's ridiculous.
I heard they won't even listen unless you start. From what I've heard from people like who I follow, what I've heard is they wouldn't, before they came out and said no, we're not even entertaining. I heard they wouldn't even sit at the table unless it started at 4 first rounders. And that's crazy. That's ridiculous. Like, stupid. So no, thank you.
It's a lot of smoke screen stuff going on right now. But you named 6 teams, Reason, that need a quarterback. But you didn't name the Patriots. Why is that?
Because I can't confidently say where they are with Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
I don't see them investing another. Because was he a second or a third?
Second.
Yeah, I don't see them investing. I see, okay, like by miracle, Tua drops to 23, okay. But I don't see – I think the battle is going to be too hard if they want to move up. I think it's going to be, we talk about the team like the Raiders. If the team like the Raiders want to come up, Patriots are sitting at 23. The Raiders start the conversation, well, we got the 12th and the 18th. Who's winning that conversation, right? So
the Patriots might, we're going to say a might right now, but good observation on you don't know where they are with Stidham. So the Patriots might feel like Stidham is their guy. Is Stidham better than Love, Tua, or Burrow, or none of them, right?
Not.
But they still might have their guy.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Anything's possible.
None of us thought, if you would have put Jimmy G when he came out into this draft, we'd be saying no all over again, right?
Because all you need is an above average quarterback. Okay.
Well, it's also a system fit, right? Like a reason why I heard that they were so in love with Rosen was because when they put in his size and his arm, like they're not really, their system isn't built, like obviously they could change it, but as the system stands right now, it's more for the pocket passer. So that's why Rosen fit. So like that's why I was gonna say, I think a guy like, if they're gonna draft a guy and someone's gonna slip, a guy like Jacob Eason, I think fits the profile of what the Patriots could move on if they don't move up. I think that's a perfect guy sitting around there.
And I will say this about Stidham. Stidham is talented.
Yeah, he's good.
You spot on with that Jacob Eason comparison. That's the perfect comparison. Big arm, prototypical size,
pocket,
not
just sits in the
not
pocket.
very mobile.
Yeah,
he is talented. So we'll see. We'll see how it unfolds.
Jacob Eason arguably has the strongest arm in this draft. He's got an absolute cannon.
So the reason why I was asking, Reason, and EM joined us. The reason why I was asking if hold on, my bad, one moment. The reason why I was asking Reason how many teams need a quarterback, because there's two, like we just said, that's a smoke screen with Stephen Ross is falling in love with Joe Burrow and he wants him, in which I personally believe it's a smoke screen. But there's a lot of things that are coming out over the last 24 hours that we can keep saying it's a smoke screen, which we think that majority of them are, obviously, but they all contradict themselves coming from a lot of reliable sources and X, Y, and Z. I mean, we're hearing stuff about, they want Joe Burrow. We're hearing that they want Tua at 5. We're hearing that they want to move up for Tua. We're hearing that they want to trade out and give somebody else Tua to pick up Love. We're hearing all type of stuff. And we're also hearing a lot of stuff from a lot of other teams and them wanting to also move up. Things are heating up, but I'm going to warn people. I think this is a year where you have to kick back and just chill out. Kick back, chill out, and wait for it to unfold, because free agency is going to get us a whole lot closer to some of these answers to wean out what's real and what's not. And even when free agency is over, we still may not know. Yeah. But I mean, because I'm looking at Miami Dolphins articles all day, and it is back and forth about this, that, and this. This contradicts that contradicts that, and all of them have reliable sources and X, Y, and Z. It's just a mess, man, and it can really start to get very, very, very cloudy. So I'm going to tell you all, if you're out there listening to this or that, if you're listening to They Want Love, if you're listening to They Want Tua or Burrow, just chill. I mean, you'll be basically just wasting time in your life worrying about all the changes, guys. That's my take on it.
But this is typical for this time of year. This is not this is not anything new.
But we've never been in this position before.
Right.
Yeah, with all this capital and these.
So this is typical. So it's typical, but it ain't typical for us because we ain't ever been here.
Right. I get it.
And I want to say this to people, like when you're gonna listen to someone. You know what I mean? Always back check them, go back months and try to find stuff where they've reported stuff or they've alluded to stuff and see if it's come to fruition. So at least you can say the people you listen to at least have some kind of credibility. Don't go for people that have no proven credibility at all. Like this article I just back read, it's from Pro Football Talk. It's Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, and he's basically saying, and so I'm not going to sit here and say it's credible because I don't know who Mike Florio is. I never heard of the guy. I haven't read his stuff. But he's the one. Credible. He's the one.
You can listen to him.
He's the one sitting here and saying, per league source, the Dolphins covet LSU quarterback Joe Burrow, the presumptuous number 1 overall pick in the 2020 draft. Specifically, the guy who signs his checks, owner Steve Ross, is the one who wants Burrow. It's unknown at this point whether Coach Flores or GM Chris Greer agree.
TD, TD, hold on, man. Look at the text message you just sent me, dude.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too.
That I sent you?
Yeah, you just sent me in the group chat. Look what
it went to the wrong autocorrect. It went bad autocorrect.
What? TD.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
TD, put that in the vault. We put that in the vault.
Wait, hold on. Hopefully you know what I meant.
I knew what you meant.
I don't know now. Hey.
No, it was supposed to be a D. It was supposed to be a D. I was getting y'all around up.
Wow, bro. TD, I'm saving that one, bro. I'm screenshotting that one right now. Wow.
That was amazing.
It did autocorrect it. Oh, man.
But the wrong way, yo.
Well, Mr. Ballgame.
No, man, not right now. Not right now. Not right now.
Oh man, TD. Wow. Let's leave that one alone. Let's leave that one right there, bro.
Oh man, I had no clue. You telling me, I'm like, what? I mean, I'm saying, where are you? I was just joking with you. Then when I read it, I'm like, wow.
Man, I just think right now at this point, man, Greer and Flores, they have a perfect plan to do what we need to get done. But man, if Ross come into the war room, man,
that's what I'm worried about.
That's again, that's the guy. I mean, that's the guy we really got to worry about. He like John Gruden. You know what I mean? So a loose cannon. If he want what he want, how you gonna tell the boss he can't have it?
That's true, but here's what I couldn't imagine. It's one thing to walk into the war room and say, I don't care. I want Joe Burrow, get it done. That's one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's another to say, I don't care. I want Joe Burrow, give him 5 first rounders. I want it done. You know, that's another thing, though. Yeah. Even him himself has to take, back up and really evaluate what you're saying, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That I don't know about that. That story's been floating around for a couple of weeks now, but I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't know if it's authentic or not. But I will say this about Mike Florio: he is credible.
So my whole issue
is I know that for a fact, but
I will say that
my whole issue is the cost is going to be what it's going to cost for a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy. Like, he's not Trevor Lawrence.
Let me be fair. When you read that reason, we also have to put things into context. It didn't say he's going to get him. I mean, he covets him just like every team covets him.
Yeah.
You know, people can fall in love with Tua, but right now, even if you want to debate it, it'll be hard to find a GM that'll take Tua over Burrow.
Yeah, only if he was healthy.
Yeah, and if he was healthy, then Burrow may not be the number 1 pick, but going to the national championship, winning in that fashion, I think even Tua healthy might have been number 2 in this draft, just given the way they both went out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tua would have had to win the national championship and stop the historic season,
and that wasn't going to happen because he threw
I agree with that.
Fumbled the ball when nobody touched him, and then broke his hip. So I'm just saying.
He gave them the best run for now that you saw that playoff though, TD. You can now confidently say though, Tua gave them the best run for their money, and he was on one ankle compared to the other guys that were stepping up. So.
Mm-hmm.
No, Tua gave them his best run for their money.
395 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception.
And a broken hip, a fractured nose. And
that was after, bro. That was
concussion. Yeah, you're right. I'm just trolling. I know I'm trolling.
But like that was crazy when you put it into perspective to how we all on this panel, I can agree, hold Trevor Lawrence at a very high standard. And when you put it compared to what Tua did, you can see that, you know what? Thank God you can't come out as a sophomore because maybe Trevor Lawrence does need that junior year to finish the polish job on his skill set.
He does.
And guys, you know what I thought was interesting today? We all know that Brian Flores is at the what's the senior senior
Marvin Allen's there.
Yeah, here's what I thought was interesting. Brian Flores called over some of the Miami beat writers, and he basically had a conversation with them yesterday on the new coaches, and also had a conversation about O'Shea. He had a conversation about the new offensive coordinator. And I don't know if y'all checked out the articles about everything he said. I only paid attention to the quotes, not what the article people got out of it. But I listened to the quotes of Brian Flores in that conversation. What was interesting to me was there was a little something more into this O'Shea thing. I really do personally believe that Chad O'Shea, Brian Flores didn't believe Chad O'Shea was the guy. There's a few things that stands out with the words that Brian Flores said. He said, basically, the reason why he went with the new OC is because he knows how to develop players. He knows how to teach teach the game. And then Flores had to backtrack because y'all know I'm a reader of words. And I'm not saying O'Shea didn't, do a good job. I just think that it was time to move on, and this what gives the team the best chance to teach these young players. And that's very telling to me. And a lot of information that I heard is that O'Shea wasn't giving this team what they needed on an offensive standpoint. Flores said it out of his own mouth in quotations. I just didn't feel comfortable with the direction that the offense was going. Now that stood out to me, and let me tell y'all why. Why wouldn't you feel comfortable if the offense got better and better? You know why? Because we had no balance. We start playing Hail Mary football, throw it up to Devontae Parker and bail us out. And thank God he became Pro Bowl type material by doing that. But Flores, I believe, knows that that is not a formula for long-term success. And our offense had no identity at any point of the season. Did we have identity? And I think that's a huge indicator that O'Shea just wasn't Flores' guy. Now, remember.
TD, could that be the question is that a talent issue, or is that a
coaching
issue?
I'm gonna lean
so that's kind of where I'm at with this O'Shea criticism.
Well, let me say this. He also went furthermore. He went on to say this. This will probably answer your question, EM. He went on to say about the new offensive coordinator, the one thing I know that he can do, if you run a cover 3, we got a cover 3 play to beat it. You run a cover 4, we got a cover 4 play to beat it. You run a blitz, we got a play to beat. He got a play to beat it. That's why I think it was time to move on. And they made these changes quick, bro. O'Shea gone, I know who my guy is. Yeah. This was already in the working. At the end of the day, here's why it could be talent, but here's why you can't blame talent. Because if you're a great coach, that's another thing Flores said. The thing about the new
it takes no talent.
It takes no talent, but the thing about the new OC is that he's going to put players in a position to utilize their strengths versus expecting everybody just to be able to do what they're supposed to do. If there is a talent gap, then what are we? It's like saying you run a 5-2 as a wide receiver, and we can't do any go routes with you. Then why are you putting them in a go route situation?
Yeah.
That's basically what Flores was kind of saying. You got to use the player's strength. Big body, he can execute on slants, dig routes, in routes, those type of things. But O'Shea wasn't doing that. O'Shea expected, hey, this is what I need you to do. If you can't do it, you ain't the guy, instead of making him the guy. That's the difference between the coaches Flores wants. What y'all think about that overall? Any thoughts on it?
I mean, go ahead, Ballgame.
I sent you mine earlier. I just reiterated what was sent in the text messages to my son, that there was no continuity between Josh and O'Shea, and he said it felt like in the meetings that there were just 2 OCs in there, and they were just bouncing ideas off each other, him and Fitz. And Fitz was just pretty much free to go out there and do whatever he needed to do. And there was the coaching of Josh was done by the quarterback's coach and Flores behind the scene. But he really didn't have a whole lot, but they actually brought that guy. I forget the guy's name. I have Isaiah.
They brought in week 7.
I have Isaiah sent it to me. Yeah, they actually went out and invested in Josh's own quarterback coach, paid for by them for him. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't getting anything out of O'Shea that they felt was necessary for his development. How much you gonna tell Fitz? I mean, what you gonna tell him at this? What you gonna tell him at this juncture? You know what I'm saying? He is who he is. He gonna go out there and do what he do. But they were looking for a guy that could actually go out there and diagnose and figure out the nuances of a defense and have a plan to attack those defenses in the event you saw something that you didn't see on tape when you was game planning for the week, and O'Shea wasn't able to do that. And we saw that for ourselves at times on game days that, when the defense presented something that we hadn't seen, we got stumped, and it was more, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, when, you're supposed to be able to see it once. Okay, you got me there. Now I got a plan for it next time around. When I see the same look again or something similar, we moving on past that, because you ain't gonna stump me twice, and that didn't happen. And you can see, at times, Flores' frustration on the headset, like, his lips. You can see him saying, "Man, what are we doing?" You see what I'm saying? So those type of frustrations, that's like really the last thing. Because truth be told, when you're looking at football for both sides of the ball, there's continuity that needs to happen on both. But the offense generally comes along a lot slower than defense does, because the defense, if you get a new defense coordinator, it's just terminology, really. 4-3 is a 4-3, 4-3 under, 4-3 over, 4-3 wide, all that stuff is, it's just terminology there. But the base of it is still the same, you know what I mean? But on the offensive side of the ball, it's a whole different animal. He just he said there was a lot that was put out there, and then the installs and things of that nature were so convoluted, and it was so over the top that there was no way that they could ever have any real fluidity on Sundays, and that was a frustration piece too, because O'Shea came in with a concept and thought process that he's still dealing with a Brady. You know what I mean? A guy that's seeing all this stuff.
Ridiculous mental process.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And then Fitzpatrick and Josh both struggled with trying to get him to sit down and break down to them.
Teach him.
What were the wickets? What are we actually looking to actually expose these guys with, and what are their strengths and weaknesses? And he never gave them that. He just put the game plan out there and left it, and they were left until like Thursdays to figure out, okay, this is what we're going to target. But by then, you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where you got your quarterbacks. The quarterbacks was getting film already uploaded to their tablets after the Sunday game, already taking it home with them. You feel what I'm saying? So they kind of already had a game plan of what they was going to be looking at. But he said there was never any of the actual focus points. So when they got into their meetings after, because Mondays was rest up, Tuesday was coming in light walkthroughs, but in the quarterback room, when they was on the big board, only thing O'Shea was ever talking about was what terminology was changing. You know what I'm saying? Not why it's changing, not who we're attacking, what are the weaknesses, what are the strengths type of thing. And that just don't work, especially when you got a guy like Fitz who's seen it all, but yet and still he never really he's still, to his credit, you know what I'm saying, he can do what he did, you know what I'm saying, who he is who he is, but at the same time he's still looking for those answers as well, because now you're asking the guy to go out there and figure it out, and if he doesn't do it, then you're gonna go to the sideline in his headset chewing his ass about it. But in the same sense, we can't expect the young guy to figure it out too, and O'Shea never did that. So he said a lot. I told Isaiah, who is my son, a lot of their sessions were just Fitz and O'Shea going back and forth about what they've experienced and what he think they can do. I mean, like, why you asking the quarterback who you should be like?
How did we win 5 games? Now all I can think is, how did we win 5 games?
I know, I'll
tell you how we won 5. I'll tell you how we won 5.
Right?
I was being rhetorical because I'm just putting it on. That shows how good of a job Flores did. But
there you go.
Yeah, I want to hear.
That makes a lot of sense, though. That's just I attribute that to O'Shea's lack of experience. This is his first time being in that role, and the reason why Flores will go out and hire a seasoned coach, such as Chan Gailey, that clears the picture up a lot.
Here's the other piece too, though. So the after in week 7 week 8 is when Patrick Graham came out there with the free flowing amoeba defense, right, where everybody was standing up and everybody was moving around and all those type of things, right? Well, Flores didn't know about that. So after week 8, if you watch the defense at that point, then every week after that, Flores essentially gave Graham the game plan to execute. Flores built the game plan. That's when our defense actually started getting a little bit more continuity.
I was just gonna say, if people think that it was Fitzpatrick playing the way he did with Devontae Parker late in the season is the reason we won games, they straight up ignoring how our defense played.
Yeah, you had guys stepping up that no one had ever heard of. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nick Needham.
But
you can fully attribute that to Flores now from what Ballgame said. That's fully on Flores now.
Yeah, he went through and did a full comprehensive breakdown of every opponent that we had from that point, and he gave Graham a very detailed listing of how defensively that team should be attacked, and personnel package recommendations. Now it was left up to Graham to decide exactly which guys he was going to plug in and who was going to get the matchups and things of that nature. But he gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? Which is exactly the same thing he did in New England.
I hope he keep doing that. I want him to keep doing that.
Well, no. That's the thing, though. Even with this dude Boyer, he's still going to be doing the same role. Yeah. But the difference.
So Patrick Graham you're telling me Patrick Graham got promoted
basically
because of Flores too. He might get exposed. He might get exposed.
Pretty much. That's how it works. The report I got, and then I actually was sent a couple clips to look back and look at the differences and the differences between the defense and when Graham was calling them, and then when Flores interjected and put his hands on it, completely different, bro. Like completely different, like night and day in regards to what they were doing. And to your credit, EM, I can admit it, man. Your boy stepped up, man. I gotta do it because I'm a man of my word. He stepped up. He stepped up.
I thought you was gonna. I thought you was gonna make. You had. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Somebody at my door. Hang on.
Yeah. Nick Needham did his thing.
Yeah.
But
so did Dan Ginkle though.
My boy. Hey, listen. I've been talking about him. I said if he got healthy, he came back. He was gonna be instant. He's gonna be an instant plug in, instant impact player.
Reminds me of Chris Borland, man. The guy only played for a year for San Fran and then
retired.
Yeah, he'd finish with like 14 tackles a game, and he'd just always be around the ball. That's what he reminded me of.
Here's my question on the Nick Needham thing, right? I like where he left the season off, but has he hit his ceiling? Because that ain't gonna be good enough.
Well, the only time will tell with that, because that position in itself, unlike any other position in the NFL, is going to require a guy to continue to be vigilant. I mean, mindful, one, strong here to be able to forget what mistakes they made, learn from those, and keep feeding them. Keep feeding the monster. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the kid at any point won't be able to be what we need him to be, but you got to have somebody there right behind him on his heels so he don't get comfortable.
You know what?
That's what I think is the issue with Xavier Howard. He ain't got comfortable.
Ballgame's 110% right. It's you actually constantly have to grow. You got to constantly grow and develop as a player in that position. Here's a perfect example. It's a perfect segue. You remember how elite Xavier Rhodes was? You remember how elite he was? Check this. In 2016, his passer rating against 45.3. In 17, 73.8. In 2018, 85.1. This year, 127.6. Yeah. Look at that. An 80-point increase in passer rating. A guy that went elite because he didn't continue working, developing his game. He's become a bad tackler, poor technique, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So it's all about Needham. That's all about Needham. How badly does Needham want it? That comes down to the player.
You know what though? With this culture of this culture they've created, competition, more so than any point since being a Miami Dolphin fan, and I can remember that I'm not too concerned about that moving forward, bro. They stress, they overemphasize competition, getting better on a day-to-day, better on a snap-to-snap basis. I'm not too concerned about that.
If a guy's on the field, I believe with this regime of coaches, with Flores leading it, if a guy's on the field, he earned every right to be out there.
Yes, absolutely.
So
and see, that's why I was telling y'all. That's why I was banging the table so hard for Needham. I mean, to go from a undrafted status like that, you know what I mean? And really, to be honest with you, if you put on Nick Needham's his last year at UTEP, if you go by his tape, it's how he graded out statistically, and if you put him on a big, it's kind of like the situation that Antoine Wingfield is in Minnesota, like we talked about last night. If he was at any other school besides UTEP, we would be talking about him as a first-round pick.
Yeah,
and that's what I was seeing a lot of articles, during the college season last year about this cornerback out of UTEP, and a lot of people that I follow was highlighting him, and they were saying they were making a projection at that point. Was that I think his projection was like third round, maybe third or fourth round, but they were extremely high. He has first-round talent, but they were projecting him going to third round, and so
here's the kicker,
man.
Here's the kicker. I gave you crap about it because I know the position and I coach that position, and I know what I see and what I saw week in and week out. But he did improve, and I have to give you that he improved to the point where I see, I can see him being a fixture in this defense for a long time. My thing is, I don't believe that we can ever be comfortable enough not to add to it, because the way the NFL is still trending, you need elite players on the back end of your defense to be able to hold up against the Tyreek Hills and things of that nature. So for me,
you know what?
But what I didn't know, and I got you. What I didn't know was that I looked him up and I dug back through, and at his pro day, he ran a 4.3 flat.
Yeah, he did. That's what I was like. Y'all were saying he's slow, and y'all were comparing.
I ain't even know that.
Yeah,
y'all were saying
it was actually a 4.3. He actually ran a 4.32.
I put that in the comment section, and you had all these idiots calling me a fool, talking about I was lying and I'm making up statistics. That's ridiculous.
that finger.
I never said it. Well, hey, it doesn't matter because I didn't. They don't let what they said. I didn't say it. So
no, you didn't say that, Ballgame. Them idiots in the comment section did. So I was like, man, that's why I tell them, get your behind in the film. Learn something.
I feel you.
But I will say this, Ballgame, just like any rookie, whether you undrafted or a first-round pick, you need to further your you need to continue your development.
Oh yeah.
And so the biggest issue with Nick Needham, I see moving forward, is he needs to get his body right.
Yeah, he gotta get stronger.
He needs to get his body right. Once his body transformed, just like Xavier Howard transformed his body, and you see the results he got on the football field. I think Nick Needham can give us that exact same or even exceed that production, because I think he's faster than X, and I think his change of direction is a lot better than Xavier Howard.
Oh yeah, Xavier Howard ran a 4.51.
But that was with a banged up knee.
Banged up knee, yeah.
That was with a banged up knee. So
my thing is, Van Ginkel gonna do amazing things, baby.
I hope so.
Game. You had checked out last night. I brought up a guy to everyone on the panel that wanted that outside linebacker
coming out next year.
Coming out, Micah Parsons from Penn State.
Oh, Penn State, yeah. That dude
that's the guy.
And he's a flyer, man. That dude is fast.
Yeah, man.
Fast. I'm talking about. I guarantee he run like a 4.41, 4.42 40. Easy.
Yeah, he's a beast.
That boy moves.
He's going top 15. He's going top 15.
Listen, when I tell you, when the ball is thrown to the opposite side of the field away from him, he on the angle, dog, and he is running it down. You're not getting away from that kid, man. And he got everything you want to at the position, man.
That's your dream guy, that you keep talking about when you talk about the guy replacing Jerome Baker. That's your dream guy. Yeah. That's your dream guy.
I'm having to do a little more research on him, but
me too. So this guy or Simmons?
Work for it.
But see, that's the thing, though, man. Simmons can give you the play he can give you the play back there, man.
He can come off the edge.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Isaiah the true hybrid. Isaiah Simmons is a guy that, Minka could have did it for us. He's not as long as Simmons. But, you know what I'm saying? In terms of what they wanted from him, Isaiah Simmons is exactly what you would want to be. That guy to be able to come down, lock up a tight end, You know what I'm saying? Flex out, rush the passer too, and drop to the middle. You know what I'm saying? That kid can do it all.
He's great in coverage. Fantastic in coverage.
I don't want y'all to think that I'm not high on his ability.
You just don't want him at 5. We know.
I just don't want him at 5, bro.
Yeah.
You know? But
he's not making out top 10. We all agree on that, right?
Yeah. No. He's not. So
my question is this. What if the Lions don't want to go cornerback?
Then I think they take Derek Brown.
What if the Lions are looking for the heir apparent to Matt Stafford with the fracture?
I know where this is going already.
No, I'm just asking a question because there are concerns. He's still not. That fracture that he has is not going as planned. He's having complications.
You wouldn't go get a guy that has a durability concern, and I think that's another team that watch out, because when you look at Stafford, when you look at Herbert, don't you see like a Stafford kind of light? Just when you look at him. I'm not talking about when you look at the tape. When you look at Herbert, when you look at the size and the arm, it's kind of like Stafford light.
But you could go away from that too. You could think to themselves that they think like, you know what, we need a guy that's different. We need a guy.
You're waiting on 2 quarterbacks.
But see, ball game. You got to take this into consideration as well. As far as Detroit is concerned, does Matt Patricia, is he secure?
Can he make that?
I
don't think there's any. The only 2 coaches I think that are secure right now are the ones playing in the Super Bowl.
I think Flores is pretty secure.
No. Okay. You know what I'm saying, though. In terms of like
what does it matter in this conversation?
Could that?
The reason why I say that if Matt Patricia's seat is heating up as we speak, I mean, man, can you as a coach can you afford to, especially if it's Tua, if you're talking about Tua potentially could be taken, you already have a starter, a starting quarterback that has durability issues. Okay, then you're gonna select a quarterback that's not going to be 100% healthy by the season starts. I don't see that. I don't see.
They got a plan for the future anyway.
Now I do think that they are willing to definitely a viable trade option.
The Detroit Lions going to be picking in the top 5 again next season. Yeah. Anybody see the Detroit Lions winning 8 games?
So why take a quarterback when you might be able to move up for Lawrence?
Or why not take Tua and you can guarantee a lower pick anyway? Because you're not going to play.
I don't see them taking. They have a quarterback that they want an heir apparent to that has durability issues, and they're going to go draft a guy with, again, quote unquote, durability issues. I just don't.
But if the medical checks out.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. But then what's it going to be? Yeah, okay, we got the heir apparent, but the medical checks out long term. But we still got to wait at least 3/4 of the season for him to be able to take a regular season snap.
What is Stafford?
That's fine. We're tanking anyway. Stafford
plays 6 games.
I'm saying, what if he doesn't play next year, right? Because of his injury right now.
No, they already got a backup dude up there now. Anyways,
that Blau guy got lit up. He got lit up.
I mean, you can't rule out the intentional tank and go ahead and have a future quarterback already on the roster, and then get another top pick. I mean, think about it. Am I far-fetched here? And then they can guarantee a top pick in 2021.
They ain't winning 5 games.
Yeah, so why not tank for Trevor?
Because maybe they like.
Buddy, everyone and their mother knows Trevor's the best in the nation.
But if that medical report comes back favorable, everybody and their mama gonna be trying to get this kid. Do we know that, man? Come on, we know that.
We named 6 teams that we legitimately could be looking for quarterback.
Don't talk about my mama.
Lions. Don't talk about who?
No, I said everyone and their mama. I said everyone and their mama knows Trevor.
My mama ain't gonna walk.
Yeah. Hey, my mama ain't here no more.
Carolina.
So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Chicago. Not Chicago. San Diego.
Yeah. Miami.
Miami.
The Bucks.
Colts. Bucks. And
Chargers.
And I said them, right? And Detroit. That's 6 right there. Raiders. That's 7. And who else got a bum out there? Jaguars. They ain't sold on Minshew.
But they also have Foles too. But
Come
the
on,
one
man.
I tried to watch is Minnesota.
Nick, so Nick, yeah.
I don't see that. I mean, man, he just got to the divisional playoff round.
Yeah, but he's a brother. I don't like.
And got smacked, bro.
But he's a loser, bud. Like,
do we say the Bears?
No.
They gonna give Trubisky one more run though, bro. Like,
yeah, they already came out.
They already came out
and said.
Yeah, they gonna run.
And I have some really close friends that are like diehards that are paying like really close attention, and the guy they want to target and crazy. One of my best friends is a Bears fan. He hit me up. Guess who he hit me up about today?
Trevor.
Jordan Love.
Oh wow. Man, this
love
stuff is driving me crazy.
We told y'all, man. Hey, Reason. Me and Reason, we've been trying to tell y'all, if for some reason we do not secure the rights to Tua, Jordan Love's raw physical traits are an excellent consolation.
Highest ceiling in the draft, man.
I have no problem with that kid.
We could be sitting here 5 years from now, forgetting about Tua, and I mean even Trevor Lawrence, forgetting about who Trevor Lawrence was. This kid, he has that kind of ability, but again, he needs refinement, just like any prospect.
Yeah.
But now I still love Tua. Don't get me wrong, because I think Tua is a more finished product at this stage. Mm-hmm. But again, if they decide, and we all know how we feel about Tua, but Flores has earned the benefit of the doubt with me. I'm willing to trust their judgment, their evaluations, their convictions. So whatever direction they decide to go in come April, hey, I'm gonna ride with him regardless.
Well, how impressive is how big where Love's mitts are. Those are 10.38 inches. Those are Herbert's only
bigger.
Something you gotta deal with.
Herbert's
10, 2 is 10.18, and
that's
Love
huge.
is 10.38.
And that explains that. I mean, that explains a lot as to why they're so accurate.
And what did I say? I said Fromm is what, like a 9 or an 8.5 or something? Like Fromm's got really small hands.
Ryan Tannehill had 8.5-inch hands as well.
Yeah.
Just saying. He had real small hands as well.
Tua got 3.6.
Breeze has what? 10 and a quarter, I think.
So is anybody bigger than Love?
Breeze has 10 and a quarter, I think.
No.
Anybody we know got bigger hands than Love?
Not that was measured in the Senior Bowl today. No, he had the biggest hands.
Kawhi Leonard, maybe.
Josh Allen's hand size was 10 1/8.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
he can sling it, man. As much as I don't like him, he can sling that thing.
Yeah,
but that's why Love got that arm too. That's why he let it fly.
And wait till he does his 40.
Yeah,
he going fast.
Wait. Yeah, I see 4.5 on maybe 4.6 on tape. I'm eagerly anticipating his combine workout.
Yeah,
Justin Fields gonna run faster though.
Yeah, Justin Fields is a stud though, bud.
We all know I'm not as high. I'm not. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. We already know.
Brother, if we missed out on Love and Tua and Lawrence and we ended up with Fields, I would still be happy.
I'm buying season tickets, baby.
I'd still be happy.
I'm not high. I'm not too high on Jordan.
I just keep on trying to fathom what does the Miami Dolphins look like with a Jordan Love?
Well, we're going spread with Chan Gailey.
Yeah.
Scary, bro.
And that's the perfect offense for a guy like him or Tua.
That's a scary.
Perfect.
Like that's your perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be. And if you polish him and groom,
but is he the type of quarterback where you'd be abandoning the run game like Mahomes?
No.
Well, I think bringing Chan Gailey in is going to be beneficial in two ways. One, most people know him for his expertise in the spread offense, but he also does love to run the ball. So from the spread, you see him running a lot of traps. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Counters and all that type of stuff out of the spread formation as well. So the run game for us, actually at that point, because when you got everybody spread out like that, it actually makes the running a little easier. So these guys aren't really having to worry about that 7-man or, you know what I'm saying, or 7-man or a 6-man box at this point. Now you got one middle linebacker in there standing up, head up with the center, the outside linebackers, if that's what they're in, even if it's nickelbacks or if they're in the dime. Now they got to be flexed out to the slots, and then you got your boundary guys. So you got 5 actually down there against 4, and a true matchup where the running back really and truthfully all he got to do is beat one dude, or you can walk a safety down to the box, but that's a mismatch against a 240-pound running back.
And see, TD touched on this earlier about how what Flores, the statement he made about putting players in positions to do what they do, to do what they do well. Yeah. And see, like Ballgame just talked about, the traps and the counters and the zones, the stretch zone. He has a diverse background in those kind of awesome offensive line schemes.
Right.
So I think primarily a problem why we had so much trouble, and I think me and Ballgame talked about this, I think, on the stream at the second week of the season, how they were trying to implement this power run scheme that the Patriots, deploy, and we don't have the personnel for that. We got athletic guys,
right?
So that might be alluding to a lot. That might be what Flores.
O'Shea,
primarily from the run game.
Going textbook and not evaluating the personnel he got and if it'll work.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But we said that. But we said that though.
Yeah, I think me and Bob talked about that the second week of the season. I think.
Can I ask you guys something though?
That makes sense.
If we let's say Chan Gailey goes to a spread, okay? Let me ask you guys this: does a burner all of a sudden become a need? So like, you don't think a burner out of the slot becomes a need because
out of the slot we got one.
No, that's why Jakeem Grant will be around.
We still got one.
You think we're keeping him though? Because I think it's going to be him or Albert.
If they utilize that offense, then Jakeem Grant becomes 10 times more valuable.
Yeah, because now you got one-on-one matchups against.
Well, I'll say this: not a first or second round investment. Yeah. Maybe later in the rounds, and you see a player sitting there, and that's immense value at that stage of the draft, maybe. But first 2 rounds, no.
He's still one of the top 5. He's still one of the top 5 guys in the league in terms of speed, bro. Like
I know, but
we just don't.
At the top of the second, you got a guy like Jalen Reagor is going to be sitting there from TCU, and that's going to run like a 4.2, and he's got great hands. And my thing is like Jakeem Grant, like I'm starting to question his durability a little bit now because he's a smaller guy, right? Like, I don't know. I guess, but I get
what you're saying, Reeves. Me personally, though, in my opinion, not in the first 2 rounds. That'll be primarily a value pick later in the later stages of maybe the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round. But
yeah, because all the stuff we talk about, we got to utilize at least some of those early picks on the trenches on the offensive side. Yeah. We have to. Have to.
Rigor won't make it past. He won't make it past the 35th pick. I don't think.
Yeah, he won't make it past like the top 5, top 10 in a second.
But many of those guys, there's a guy like you can go get a guy like maybe KJ Hill to help. Sure hand guy. The guy doesn't necessarily have to be a burner. He just got to be efficient. Efficient and be able to. Run the routes inside that essential routes. You know what I'm saying?
But Albert Wilson provides that.
Yeah, pivots, drags, slants.
11 million, EM?
Yeah, he gonna have to.
No. I'm shaking him down, TD. No doubt.
Yeah. He gotta shake that contract down.
I'm shaking him down. But
I don't think receiving core wise, I don't think we have an issue there. If Preston comes back healthy, I think we have a receiving core that has a guy for every type of matchup that we would need.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? You got 2 pillars on the outside. You got Albert and Jakeem who can run in the slot. You got Hearns and you got Isaiah Ford also who can, if you need to, they can go inside and play bigger inside. And you can potentially put a big boy spread lineup out there and not losing anything, or go empty. And now you got Gesicki, Wilson. No, you got Gesicki, Williams, Parker, Hearns, and Ford, all over 6'2".
You gonna find a mismatch, guaranteed.
And also
over linebackers.
So ain't nobody got that many corners that can lock up that.
Remember this name too. I keep telling y'all. I told y'all we talked about.
Oh, you like Hollins, huh?
Oh yeah, Matt Collins. Remember that name? You heard it first.
Yeah. He got a stick though. He got a stick. He got to make the roster.
Yeah.
Only
question.
I like his size.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I think from the receiver position, I think when you're if you're going from a height, weight, speed perspective, I think he's the best athlete on the team. I really do, man. That kid is an exceptional athlete. When he came out I was praying Miami would select him in the 2017 draft, but he went in the third round. Philadelphia got him, and he slid because if you're going by ability, he was projected to go in the later half of the first round, but he slid in the third. And so he got to Philly and he got hurt. He stayed hurt. That's the only issues I have with him. He had that the same issue that plagued Devontae Parker. So moving forward, that kid there, I'm telling you, he's 6'4", 225 pounds, and he's got 4.49 speed and rocked up. He reminds me a lot of remember David Boston?
David Boston.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of David Boston, but he's got better hips and he's shiftier than what David Boston was. David Boston was basically a tight end playing wide receiver.
Oh, the freak of nature.
But this kid, yeah, he was a freak. But this kid, Matt Collins, is a legit wideout. Yeah. So remember that name. Pay attention to him moving forward into OTAs and training camp if he's still on the roster, which I hope he is.
But they signed them all. They signed all those guys in futures contracts.
Yeah.
So they just gotta go out. Yeah, they just gotta go out and make the team, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Make the 63.
I think we said it wide receiver. I think we pretty much said it wide.
Here's what I'm starting to envision just from this conversation alone.
We need another tight end though.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
For double tight end sets, especially with Fred.
To Brian Hopkins, Cole Kmet.
Quick question. Before my bad, TD. Quick question.
Oh, you good? Go ahead, bro.
Y'all brought tight end. Oh, I keep seeing those consistent rumors about him being on a trade block.
Who?
Now,
OJ Howard.
Tampa
Bay.
I love OJ Howard. I think he's so underutilized.
I saw 3 articles a day on the rumor mill about him they're shopping him.
That guy has
why I have no idea.
I don't have no clue as to why they couldn't get him implemented today.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on down there?
Freakish athlete, man. Just
freakish.
You see the dude. Hey, you see the dude, man? He's standing on the sideline without his pads on. You just be like,
man,
God created
Cameron Brate while he's doing nothing.
He's superhuman.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, he is. If that is true, if that turns out to be true moving forward, we get to the owners' meetings. We get into February, combine time, March, free agency, and Tampa Bay comes calling. Would y'all entertain the trade? Would you?
I'll send them that Saints second.
Why not?
Absolutely, I agree with that.
I'll send them a second this year. I'll send them a second this year and a 4th next year for him.
Oh, I agree. I was going to say a 5th next year. But
yeah, spot on.
That man can run block too. He doesn't.
He does it all.
The dude is a freak of nature, man. Yeah. The only thing different between him and Evan Ingram is is legitimately an inch and a half taller, and Ingram ran a faster 40. But aside from that,
same player. Yeah.
I think Ingram is just a glorified wide receiver anyway.
Yeah.
OJ Howard is legitimate. He's a legitimate tight end.
Oh, buddy.
Legitimate.
Love that kid. I can't believe how even when Fitzpatrick was slinging the rock, how Brate was having big games and OJ was sitting there watching.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it.
The crazy part is any offensive coordinator that understands football knows that the tight end is a quarterback's best friend. I don't care what offense that's the best friend.
Absolutely.
That translated from the field to Madden for me. That I use that from the field to Madden for me because that's my mentality, man. They're always
tight end in the first league, man.
That's your fail-safe.
Fail-safe. Yeah. And for Jameis, it's a shame for Jameis to throw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, and OJ Howard to have the lack of stats that he has. That is a punch in the face, and I don't understand.
Pete wants to bring that here ball game, and Pete wants to bring that here ball game.
Yeah.
It's criminal.
Pete, you know what? I'm gonna take the approach that TD take with Pete, man. Pete just love being in the chat, having somebody talk back to him because he can't be serious about wanting Jameis Winston. 30-30.
30 for 30. Didn't you call him the 30 for 30?
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all now, man. Pete be having like 40 people on his account because he be changing so often. He be like, man, I love Rosen, man. Rosen's the future. Then 3 days later, man, Rosen just ain't the guy, man. I be like, gosh, Pete, what you talking about? You flip flopping over me.
We just been starved. We've been starved, man. We've been outside watching for a long time, man. As Dolphin fans, man, there's got to be a change in this momentum, man. There's got to be something better for us on the horizon because we deserve it. I don't think there's a more loyal fan base right now in pro football than a true diehard Dolphin fan. Because as soon as you mention to somebody that you're a Dolphin fan, they ask me first thing anybody asks me is, "Are you all right?"
Yeah. Especially especially here in Texas, bro. It's crazy out here in Texas.
Trust me, I know. I'm right.
I'm dodging bullets every day.
Hey, man, it's easy for some people to go out and change teams like they change their underwear. I can't do it.
I live an hour away from Buffalo. I live an hour away from Buffalo. Yeah. So everyone up here are Buffalo fans. It's ridiculous.
Check this out, ball game. I can't even play with a different team on Madden. I was playing this dude. He was playing with the Chicago Bears, right? It's been about 3 months ago. And he got on his mic and he told me to put my mic on. He said, "Hey, bro, what's going on, man?" He said, "You a legitimate Dolphin fan?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I am too, man." I said, "I am too. I'm diehard, yada yada." I said, "Well, what the hell are you doing playing with the Chicago Bears, bro?" I said, "Bro, I start itching if I even think about playing with another team." I said, "That's ridiculous."
I ain't gonna lie, I've never played Madden in my life without using the Dolphins.
Yeah, me neither.
Same.
I don't play with no other team, bro.
But this year we're bad. This year we're bad in the game.
Hey, that's sharpen your skills. Winning with the Dolphin team on Madden.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why you gotta know the game, baby. You gotta know the game. You scheme right, you can beat anybody.
Hey,
we ain't gonna talk about Madden because there's somebody running. But go ahead, it's a ball game. Answer that question.
Anyway.
Hey, so Anthony, man, I like the kid. I remember him from a lot of my buddies that's still out there in Cali coaching, especially the ones that like St. John Bosco and at Mater Dei, talking about this kid that played at Elk Grove. So he came out of Elk Grove, California, in 2016. You know, he was actually supposed to go. He wasn't supposed to go to Nebraska, but he was a late signee to Nebraska. I like him. I like his size, 6'3", 205. Now at this point, what my issue with him coming out of high school was that he had slow feet. But in Nebraska, the problem is that they never really worked on the same stuff that I was harping on Needham about early on. So he's going to be a project, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? For some team that's willing to take him and bring him on as he probably not going to get drafted, unfortunately. Unless he does extremely well at the combine and runs lights out in the 40, which I don't really see him doing. He probably going to be a walk-on or he going to probably be an unrestricted guy coming in. But if somebody works with him, then you got a guy that can play out on the boundary that you can use to match up with your bigger targets. But all in all, high school ball, he played, you know what I'm saying? He played corner, played some wide receiver. He probably should have stayed, truthfully, he should have stayed as a wide receiver, to be honest with you. But he switched over to corner to play corner because they had so many wide receivers at the school he was playing at. And they was a run-heavy team, so he wouldn't get a lot of targets. So he switched over to play corner at the coach's request, and then he just stayed at corner, you know. But I don't have an issue with him, Anthony. I just think that he didn't have a lot of opportunities to really improve himself there in Nebraska. You know, that program is right now. The coaching is yeah. He coming out. Yeah. But he already graduated, you know what I mean? He graduated in 3 years, got his criminology degree and all that type of stuff. So he's a smart kid, real smart kid. But I just don't know, you know what I mean, how that's going to translate over to him because of Nebraska. I think Nebraska set him back in a way. They didn't, you know, when you got an athlete with raw potential, you got to coach that, you know what I mean? You got to keep building, and you know, they've been through too many changes in that program in the last 3 years of his tenure there for him to have any success. So, but he's a good guy. He's probably one of their better players on defense. So we'll see.
So, EM Reason, any additional thoughts y'all want to add about this coaching staff or you, Mr. Ballgame?
I don't know, man. I know what Shan Gailey's resume looks like. So for me, that is a huge plus shot of unprecedented expertise coming to the offensive side of the ball. I'm not so concerned as much about the defense because I know Flores has his hand involved in that, much like Bill does with his defense still. My question really becomes, what are we going to do to get more out of the special teams? We talk about offense and defense, but like we need to get more out of our special teams.
That's true.
So
that's a subject that's not talked about much, even though Flores hampers on guys that also are great special teams guys, but we still we didn't get any production out of that.
Listen, the only major production we got was from Bolden, and he left us and went back to the Patriots.
Yeah,
but I mean, Jakeem Graham he did get hurt, so
But that's the thing, though, right? We can't. I think the best way to be successful on special teams is to have multiple guys that can.
I agree. I agree.
It's also not just the offensive threat on special teams. It's the fielding kicks, being able to be a threat on blocking kicks, all of that stuff. When can we get that play? Make those plays here and there. Tennessee won 3 games this year off of end of the game special teams moment. So those things matter if you want to get to the playoffs.
I agree 100%.
I have a question for y'all because we sit here and we talk about it all the time, but the truth is all of us are just giving our own opinion. We haven't heard anything about this. What's going to happen with Bobby next year? We give our opinion about what he should do, go back to the nickel, but it's not like any of us have had any indication from this team that that's their plan.
If they select a safety high, he's definitely going back to the nickel. I mean, that would make perfect sense.
I think it'll be a slow transition though, right? In terms of like a handing off the torch type of thing, because at the end of the day, if they don't figure out, they got to figure out what they're gonna do with Rashad, and if they just go ahead and cut ties with Rashad, which is gonna hurt us cap wise, right? To some degree, right? We're gonna have some money out there that's gonna be ridiculously lost in the wind. We got to have somebody back there to be able to help guide these young boys and what we're actually asking of them. So the transition from him back to up on the perch to back down in the nickel or back down in the slot might be a little bit long in the wind. I mean, you figure it shouldn't take more than maybe 4 to 5 games, and then you can see the new guy take over from that thing. But the guy, listen, he has value. I just think because of his limitations in terms of his top end speed and his size and his lack of hitting ability at that position, he's not the guy for that position, which is why I never understood. Maybe it was because I don't know. I mean, I don't want to speculate, but you paid the guy the contract he owned because he's one of the top guys that play in the slot, and then you take him from that spot and put him up there on the perch when. Come on, man.
And see, that's the question. You talked about his contract. That's an issue as well. Bobby McCain is not cheap.
But here's where I think they got into a little pickle. Bobby McCain's strength in the nickel came from covering. I mean, we're not saying that he's snuffing out the screens or he's laying the big hit. It was just he was excellent covering the slot guys, right? But then when you brought in Minka and you started him there, Minka can get downhill up in those screen passes and those, and so that you had to make that switch. But the problem is,
I just think Minka. For me, man, Minka should have never been. He should have been the only option. They should have been from day one. Okay, man. Hey, sit on the perch until you can't perch.
I agree.
That's it.
I agree.
Stay up there. You are the last line of defense for this defense.
I agree.
You are our best. You are our best player. We trust you back here to make sure nobody gets deeper than you.
I agree.
Do that.
And
go for it, young man. Do that.
And I think that's really the only legitimate, in my opinion, the only legitimate criticism this year that you can lay at the feet of Brian Flores. Because I mean,
let the man play there.
Yeah, just let him stay there. Look at the production that Pittsburgh is getting from him. First team All-Pro.
Bro, man.
All-Pro. Yeah. Man, you like I remember on X and Omar, Dave Hyde, when they were talking about this Minka situation, but he brought up, from Omar's perspective, he was saying you should have made the trade because he didn't want to be here. But Dave Hyde brought up an interesting point where Dan Marino at one point wanted to leave Miami. He was requesting a trade. Yeah. And they would not do it. They said they would absolutely not. We're not trading. You can sit on the bench if you want to unwind, but we are not trading. And they should have took that same approach with Minka Fitzpatrick. I mean, that production is undeniable. And first team All-Pro.
Or you bring him in and you say, listen, we understand that you're in charge of your own career as well, and we want to do what's best for both parties. We love you. We know you should have probably been gone earlier than we actually got you. There's a gift that we've got you. We don't want to lose you. So you have this conversation with this young man up front and say, listen, where do you see yourself fitting into this new defense? And if he said, I want to play free safety, coach, let him play it.
And ballgame, you know what? They should have. No, hang on. They should have made. They should have switched. You know what? When Rashad Jones got hurt, they should have made. I find that extremely difficult to believe that Minka. They were well aware of Minka's concerns about playing because he
didn't want to match up against tight ends.
He didn't want to play the strong side.
Right. He didn't want to play down in the strong side.
What they should have done, they should have made the Eric Rose switch a lot sooner than what they did.
Yeah.
Because if you put him in that hybrid Rashad Jones type role, the role he's in now, that he's flourished in this year, and they should have just put Minka, like you said, they should have put Minka up on the perch.
And we would have been
set.
Because my thought process was like even in CFM, right? And I always take stuff to this because that's what I do a lot. CFM, right? I switch Rowe. Well, Rowe comes in already aligned to the strong safety side. I draft a free safety every draft, right? In my first year or the next draft, I draft a free safety to put up on the perch because that's our biggest hole back there in the back end of the defense. I can deal with having X on one side, and now they got Needham where they screwed him on his speed, but because everybody see the stats in the leagues that I play in, they gave me the option. They said, well, at 4.3, we'll make him 95 speed for you. Okay, so you get his speed up, he's perfect.
Yeah.
So now but I have to draft me. Well, they got Colbert on there also, but he was 67 overall. So I go draft me a young guy. And then I move Colbert back down inside the slot with 93 speed. Them dudes, man. I mean, it would have been
That's why I am so high. That's why I'm banging the table for Antoine Wingfield. We messed up with Minka. Obviously it was a mistake. Don't make it again and pass on that kid if he's sitting there. I'm not
him or Davis.
Paxton Davis is really good.
I like Wingfield because he's interchangeable. He's a converted cornerback to safety, so he can play both. He's been asked. He's consistently put on film this year. But he's consistently put on film him playing down on the box, him playing, as you said, on the perch, him playing on the boundary. They moved him. He was interchangeable the whole year, and those are the responsibilities he will be asked in this defense, in his secondary.
Yeah, but you got a guy also that can come down and play inside of their opposite Bobby or whoever else is in the slot in Wilkes. Yeah, what we need is a true center field guy.
And that's him.
Okay.
Him.
So if he's a guy, which I'm not at any point disagreeing, then let him do that. But Jamal Wilkes came a long way too.
He played what he did. Yeah. He really did.
Like I said during the walk yesterday, I don't think with Ashton Davis or Winfield, I don't think you can go wrong.
Right, you can't go wrong with either
one. Yeah. I'm just.
The thing that stands out to Winfield to me is something people keep sleeping on. I like the pedigree. I think the pedigree, when your father is who his father is, I mean, he's going to teach you stuff at a younger age, and you're going to get advanced knowledge that guys aren't going to get till they get to college and et cetera.
I think Pat Surtain going to be better than his dad, too.
Oh, yep.
Top
5 pick next year, 110%. That guy.
You think so?
Yeah, but man, that dude is for real, bro.
Him and Stingley are the next ones up.
That boy's nasty. Yeah.
Stingley and him are going to be battling it out for who's the top guy next year.
I'm really Wingfield's workout at the combine too is another one I'm be paying close attention to as well.
Yeah, for me, because of his height, as long as he grades out well in his vertical and his 40, I ain't gonna have no issues with him. I watched some of his tape. I'm gonna go watch some more of it. But as long as his vertical solid and his 40 is good, I've seen everything I need to see, and I'm good there.
And he's so physical, bro. Those tackling issues, they will be non-existent with him. I mean, like I said, he checks every box. Oh, the only thing, like I said, is up for debate is his actual deep speed. He'll hopefully resolve that next month.
As long as he can flip his hips and get up there on the perch, man, and settle. And don't let nothing get over the top of him, man. That's all we really need. Somebody to command the middle of that defense, deep ball. Because Bobby McCain bailing early and being 25, 30 yards deep, and then the players catching the ball in front of him and still running for 10, 12, that just ain't going to cut it, bro. He played scared, man, right there. And I don't know why the coaches couldn't see that. He played scared.
Right.
And then he got hurt. He got hurt playing scared because he was trying to come down, tackling wrong. He ducking his head, and you know what I'm saying? Inside, he never really had to do that because he was right there battling with the guy, and then he take a step inside, wall him off, and then back the ball down type of thing. But you got a tight end who's broke loose on the bend route, you know what I'm saying, on the bend, coming right up the seam, and he catch that thing, and Bobby standing there flat foot. Like, why you flat foot anyway? Come on, man. You're supposed to always be moving. Your feet, as a safety, if your feet stop moving, you dead in the water.
If it's me, to be honest with you, I'm moving on. I'm looking to, if we can, I'm looking to move off of Bobby McCain. I mean, I'm gonna scrap that. I'm gonna scrap that program.
Yeah. I cut him. I cut him in CFM. So.
Yeah.
Wow, breaking news, guys. Did y'all just get the notification? Literally, the Miami Dolphins and the Bengals are talking right now about a trade for the #1 pick.
You're lying. You're trolling me right now.
Bro,
I haven't got anything.
Yeah, me either. I'll just
I was getting ready to say.
I'm like, there's no way I got everything. I'm tuned in.
So my heart tanks, bro.
My phone would have been going off. Bro.
January Fools.
Sounds like it said this thing. Last thing I see here says sounds like Justin Herbert and Jordan Love had excellent days in Mobile.
Yep.
This is all good news for Dolphins for a multitude of reasons.
Be interesting, man. Hey, so y'all tell me this, man. I want to get each of y'all opinions. Okay.
Hey, Preston Williams already up and walking, huh?
Yeah.
What's y'all vision for next year?
What do you mean in terms of what? How many games?
Miami Dolphins, yes.
Oh man, I envision our team being a hard-nosed, hard-nosed defensive-based mentality team where the offensive guys are attacking their opponents. Attacking instead of waiting to be hit, they hitting people in the mouth. Buoyed by a sound run game with vertical threat passing attack. And a very, very, very complex blitzing scheme to harass quarterbacks consistently every down. Creating confusion. Havoc.
My vision is obviously to select Tua Tagovailoa at pick number 5, number 1. That's the most important thing. But number 2, well, I'm in agreement with you, ball game of everything you just said. But my vision for this team this offseason, we need to fix the running. We need to fix the run defense, and we need to establish some sort of a running game. I'm not saying we have to be the Tennessee Titans or the San Francisco 49ers, but all the things that ball game just talked about, he just alluded to, They're not going to be possible unless we resolve them two issues. Those are two most glaring issues that we have to get resolved. At least, again, I'm not saying we have to be the Titans or the 49ers, but we were the worst rushing offense in the history of the 100+ year history of this league. Let that sink in for a minute.
You don't have to. We know. We all have.
Marinate on that for a minute.
We all watch Kalen Balaj.
So
it wasn't Balaj's fault, by the way.
If we resolve those two issues, I am extremely comfortable with saying we will be challenging for a minimum a wild card spot next year. I truly believe that, bro.
I just want really 4 yards of carry, bro. That's it. 4 yards of carry do me.
Super Bowl, baby. What about you, Reason? What's your vision, man?
So my vision's kind of like the first thing that popped in my head when you asked the question was, I think our culture is going to be identified. I think, even though we talked about going to a spread, I think one thing is we're going to have the quarterback situation figured out, whether it's Rosen, whether it's Tua, whether it's Jordan Love, whether it's whoever. At least we'll have a bit more of that. I think the trenches through free agency and the draft, you're going to see a vast improvement. And my vision for this team is turn into a smash mouth team that can beat you over the top when we have to, when you take that away, because that's what it's turning into. You know what I mean? I really feel like they're going to try to take away the running game from Jimmy G, and they're going to say, you know what, now it's your turn to beat us, kind of like what Casey did to Tannehill a little bit. So that's what I think. We need to be able to smash you and beat you down, or we need to be able to beat you when you stack the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be a team that wears people down.
Yeah,
I want you
Absolutely.
on the fourth quarter, that defense on the other side absolutely panting, and us getting towards where we know in at least 2 years we're going to be able to have our will and way with people whenever we want. I just want to see progress. Like, I don't set my expectations of, we got to be the AFC Championship. If you get to the playoffs in the second year after just having that season you had, to me, that's progress, and that's all I want. I want to. We talk about
Super
players.
Bowl.
We talk about players every year, growth, development, progress. I want to see that from the team too, not just the players, and that goes all the way up to management. So, I want to see Greer have arguably his best draft, because I've said this before. To me, it's that Tunsil draft was his best draft. So I want to see him outdo that. I want to see growth in Greer's position. You know what I mean? Whether that means making a smart move and accumulating more first, or whether that means taking a swing and getting our franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? I want to see actual progress we haven't seen in 20 years. That's what I'm ready for.
I think we have part of that equation already solved, Reason, with the strength, as far as, the skill position is concerned. Just think of how this offense would open up if there is a presence in the run game. If teams cannot stack, they cannot stack the box against us, or they have to stack the box against us, and we have the option of you get Parker singled up, Preston Williams,
expose that.
Matt Collins, any of them.
We've never had that. We've never had that. It's always been one or the other. We either had Marino or we had Ricky Williams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want like the best at each position, but that
one remarkable year with Lamar Smith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That dude was running hard.
Remember when the real Kareem came for the name too, because he wasn't having it.
Yeah. I think we got part of that equation solved already. Just get that run game shored up. Just establish a presence again. Yeah. We don't have to be top 5, bro. Just a presence.
That's what I wanted.
That's gonna open up. It's gonna open up everything for everybody, bro.
I see this as a perfect segue to a conversation me and EM had today. We're actually talking about the running back, and I've been delving into the running back since we now basically know every position, because we're past the 20th, everyone's declared. So I started delving a bit deep into it, and the first guy that I started watching when I started going back was AJ Dillon. I listened to what Esteban had to say, and I watched the Pitt game, I watched the Notre Dame game, and I watched, even though we kind of stunk it up, I watched him against Clemson. And the one thing I kept seeing about this guy was he's breaking tackles.
And he falls forward.
Exactly. So I did some deeper diving, and I hit EM with these numbers. Let me hit you with this ball game and TD. So for his career, AJ Dillon against stacked boxes. Okay, we're just talking about stacked boxes. 636 attempts, 3,197 yards. 2,154 of those yards are after contact. 33 touchdowns, 139 first downs.
Hold on, 60%. Hold on, 60% of his yards are after contact.
Yeah, look at his career. Okay, 139 first downs.
Sign me up for that.
That's Derrick Henry else right there, baby.
Sign me up for that.
133 missed tackles and only 2 fumbles in those 636 attempts against stacked boxes.
Jesus.
Reason, what's his size, bro? What's his size?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what's the size though?
6 foot 250.
Oh, that's him.
Hold on. Say that again.
6 foot
250.
Oh, that's something I heard about him
from Boston College.
Yeah.
6 feet 250.
Yeah. So check this, TD. You're gonna like this, okay?
I don't know if I could prefer maybe another inch or two on the height, but
okay.
Let me hit you with this. This season, though, okay? This season, okay, he was #1 in the nation against stacked boxes. He had 240 attempts, okay? The second was 145, so he had 95 more than second, all right? The most yards in a stacked box this season, he's #1 and #2. He's #1 with 1,236, and he's #2 with after contact at 823. And then Jonathan Taylor is third at 746.
Yeah, I had no idea.
He has 1,300 more yards after contact than
so where is he right now projected?
Boston College. He's projected to be a fourth, fifth somewhere in there.
In what
he's
year?
Perfect this year.
He's coming out. I saw an evaluation on him, and
he's coming out.
I never knew this.
Yeah, he probably gonna run like a 4.6 though.
Yeah.
If you 6 feet 250,
4.5, 4.55, 4.58, somewhere in there.
But that's enough. That's all Derrick Henry ran.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all Derrick Henry ran. But I saw an evaluation on him about a month ago, but I didn't know. I had no idea that's who you were talking about, Reason. But they drew comparisons. Y'all remember Brandon Jacobs from a couple years ago that played with the Giants?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how that
you reminds me of DeMarco. That's what you reminds me of DeMarco Murray.
Well, what about body? Is he top heavy or is them legs just massive?
Nah, he's symmetrical, bro. That boy. When you look at them traps, and you look at them thighs, he looked like no joke.
Brandon Jacobs.
Well, he ain't as tall as Jacobs. He looked more like Earl Campbell.
Yeah, he's not as tall as Jacobs, but this evaluation that I saw on him, they were making comparisons of who he could, projecting him to possibly be was Brandon Jacobs on the next level.
I would go with
you remember what a monster
Earl Campbell.
You remember what for a 3-year period what a monster Brandon Jacobs was for the New York Giants.
Big time.
So, but yeah, I had no idea that's the guy y'all were talking about, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely mark.
I got to do more research on him.
He was boss. Listen, he was the engine in Boston College. They went as he went.
Oh, for sure. Look at they clearly look at the stacked boxes he faced. You know what I mean?
They ain't had no receivers, and their quarterback was horrible, bro.
Yeah, he's not good at all.
Horrible. I don't know where they got that kid from.
You know how Flores he has an affinity for those big backs. So he might be.
Yeah, like Eric Brown, those type of guys.
I'm sure he's on their radar screen.
Yeah, but he ain't. I truly don't believe he gonna give up on Kalen either. Cause Kalen a big back too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Kalen got to stop avoiding contact, man. That's my only knock.
That's the problem with Kalen Ballage, bro. He just got to get tougher, man. That's all.
Yeah. Still young. You got to remember
that's a mindset too. You know what I mean? But he got the right guy. He got the right head coach there with him now to get him mentally ready. You know what I'm saying? Like
again, I'm not ready to. I ain't ready to move off of him. But man, I'm telling you, it's getting close.
He got to show us something.
Getting close.
Yeah,
it's getting close.
Man, I'm ready to trade Xavier Howard.
Yeah, so I just looked it up, guys. AJ Dillon, he runs a 4.4.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yep. Incredibly.
Hold on. Are you talking about a 6 foot, 250 pound running a 4.4? I gotta see it.
On his running, I
gotta see the combine numbers, bro.
Reportedly has run a 4.4 40-yard dash.
That's projections. We'll see when he gets tested next month.
Because that's not adding up to me because I can tell you what, y'all sitting here talking about he might be a 4th round pick. If he runs a 4.4 in the combine, I don't see him
in the first 2 rounds.
I watched him bludgeon, and I turned the game off after the first quarter when he played Florida State. It was.
Oh, he killed them.
I couldn't take it.
Yeah, he murdered them.
I couldn't take it. I was like, man,
he ran for 165 yards on.
I was like, how can you not? I mean, like this dude, they hitting 3 or 4 guys hitting him at the line of scrimmage, and he's taking one guy with him another 8-9 yards, bro.
Damn,
like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He runs.
Marvin Wilson had him stuffed
and
in the D gap.
And he's a top 50 player.
And he squatted. Listen, he squatted. He got hit, reset, and took Marvin another 5 yards with him. Yeah. You're talking about a 321-pound kid that was supposed to leave this year and probably going to be a first-round pick.
I had him projected midseason. I had him in the 20s, going in the 20s.
DT. And Dillon took him like he wasn't even there and just rolled him.
Yeah, y'all gonna have me watching his film tonight.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. Let's say that those reports are true that Ross wants Burrow and they're really thinking about offering a package. What is that package?
Oh my God, it's absurd.
I don't even want to entertain that, bro.
What is that package? What is that package if you include Xavier Howard?
Oof.
Bro, I don't even want to entertain this, bro. Come on, TD. Really?
Well, I'm just saying,
bro.
These things can be realistic.
No. Xavier Howard is not going anywhere this year. Now, if you want to readdress,
Stephen Ross says otherwise. Stephen Ross said I want Joe Burrow. Let's say he does throw his weight and say, I don't care, do what it takes. Because we already know players like Xavier Howard would have to be considered in a trade because we would not give up that amount of first-round picks to move up.
I will be for considering the amount of draft capital we would have to give up. That would literally make me sick, bro. That would literally. I would be so disappointed with him, bro.
I just got a text message from my son. He be on the reason like you. He said he saw something. He trying to find it right now. He said Greer said he plans to use all our picks this year on players.
Oh, I saw that today. I said that came out today. Mike Garofalo reported that he's heard that we haven't amassed all these picks to move them, and so the extent of the report off of that quote was the intention so far that's being heard is that we're going to use all 14.
All 14.
Well, Flores did say yesterday. Flores did say yesterday. He said, we had a lot of turnover last year, but it was actually rebuilding, and we're going to have more turnover this year because we're going to be bringing in a lot of new players.
Yeah, that's true.
And he did say that. I don't. Let me tell you now, we ain't picking 14 players.
No, I know that. I agree.
I think a lot of that is smoke.
Even if you wanted to feed into what they're saying, maybe it won't be 8.
We're going to take a lot, though. I still think we're going to take a fair number.
11, maybe.
Yeah, at a high point.
Yeah, if we're going that route of picking as many as we can.
Yeah. You trade them 7th. You trade the 6th and those 2 7s away for 5th next year.
Yeah. So I ain't with that one.
You'll be done drafting by the 5th round because I don't see us.
But one of y'all gonna have to answer my question, man.
No, man, I can't touch that, bro.
No, go ahead.
Howard ain't going nowhere, bro.
Go ahead. Ain't going nowhere. Not this year. Not this year.
What is it?
If we want Burrow, what will it take if we include Xavier Howard? What else would it take?
Oh man.
Don't answer that reason. Don't fall into that nonsense.
How you gonna tell him you go ahead?
Don't answer that.
Stirring the pot, man.
That's foolishness.
We can all sit here and say it's foolishness, but it's possible.
I could realistically see that taking I don't see that shifting the I don't see that shifting the bar much.
Well, go ahead and put Xavier Howard and Rashad Jones in there.
I still don't, because now they're doing us a favor by
TD just want to get rid of them so bad, bro. He trying to speak that into existence.
Listen,
I
man,
get Rashad Jones.
I still think you're talking 3 or 4 first plus those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's you're right. Xavier Howard ain't worth more than the 8th round pick now.
Yeah. No, I think it's because you're dealing with a quarterback needy team. You're not dealing with a logical team. So you know how so this is me and EM were actually talking about this earlier today too. So TD, you remember how we were talking about the Johnson scale? So we were talking about it, and I didn't have a chance to say it on here. So when I talk about the Johnson scale, it's what a lot of people use so everyone has an understanding of what the value of each pick is. But where you get off that value is when you get to A, they know you're targeting a certain player, or B, you're dealing with a player that is targeting, and this is where it actually gets heavy, is when you're dealing with a player that you're targeting that the team selecting where you want to move up to is also targeting. That's when the scales start getting wonky, is when 2 teams and one of them is picking there are targeting the same guy, and you want to move up.
Goes out of the window because you got to go overly crazy just to get us off of what we already want.
Exactly. Because, if I'm Cincy, I'm going to say, okay, I'll give you Burrow because I want to put myself in a position next year where I can package 4 or 5 for Trevor Lawrence. I'm thinking ahead. Trevor Lawrence, I keep telling people in the comments, you won't even sniff that guy because of what it will cost.
Cincy's going to suck again if they don't find their future quarterback, right?
Yeah. Agreed. But we're talking about, what if Detroit happens to be worse? What if Zach Taylor gets fired and a new guy comes in like Freddie Kitchens did with Cleveland last year and rejuvenates them for 4 or 5 games and takes them out of the running? You never know, right? So many factors. We all came into the season pretty much thinking we had a lot of people, I don't want to say we, but a lot of people in the media pretty much had us locked for the first. How'd that work out? We're sitting at 5.
Man, I think the Dolphins could settle all this quarterback talk by just going ahead and re-signing Tannehill. Let's just go and get it out the way, guys. Y'all with me?
No. No, sorry. You know Ballgame, he's gonna co-sign on that. You already know.
You lucky on the phone right now.
You know he gonna co-sign on that.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, fellas, though, for real though. Hey, gentlemen, I gotta be up extra early, fellas. You already know what time it is,
I'm actually about to end it myself. I was gonna end it at 11 because I think we had a good stream regardless. Because I know EM could have had a game of Madden all this time. He just was running. You notice he agreed with a lot of Mr. Ball Game stuff, so he didn't bring up Madden. So
okay. Hey, last time I played Ball Game, I was half asleep. I told y'all I'm half asleep right now, so I'm not making that mistake again. I want to be well awake and conscious for that punishment I'm gonna dish out. So no,
man. You know what? I'm gonna make y'all commit to a date, man, because y'all just keep going back and forth, man.
We can make it an every week thing. I have no problem. I have no qualms at all punishing that man right there. I enjoy that. I enjoy punishing Ball Game more than any other Madden player I think I've ever played in my life.
All right, I'm gonna have to go get me a PS4 again, another one, man. I'm gonna have to go get me. Go ahead and hit both of y'all.
You need to wait till that till later this year till that PlayStation 5 drop.
I didn't even know if 5 was dropping.
Yeah, it'll be out in October, baby.
Oh, I thought it was Christmas.
Dang, that's crazy because I will not waste money on a 4 if the 5 coming out 8-9 months from now. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, don't do that. That's not a good move.
I didn't even know that, bro. Wow.
Yeah, that five. I've seen screenshots of what potential games would look like in particular Madden, because I pretty much played just Madden and Call of Duty, but man, incredible. I can't wait, bro. I cannot wait. I
have to get on that, man. They trying to catch up with iPhones and Samsungs and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure, fellas. But I'm gonna go ahead and log off here, bro.
Love you, man. Take care, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bro. All right.
But yeah, guys. Once again, another great show, guys. I appreciate Mr. Ball Game for coming through. I appreciate Reason as always for coming through, and EM as well. Mr. Ball Game, you back?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, EM said he had to go because he knew when you got off the phone you were gonna want to play Madden, and he's sleepy. You know, he said he don't want to lose again because last time he lost he was sleepy. But nah, we gonna cut it. We're gonna go ahead and cut it off for tonight. Everybody get some rest, man. It's been another great show. We appreciate y'all coming through as always. Any last words from you, fellas?
Nah, man, just excited about what's on the horizon for us. We gotta work out those things, bro.
Put your mic down.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited, man. Super excited, bro. We never been able to do this. We never did this process before, so it's very exciting. I can see why some people be like, "Oh man, anticipation," but you know what? I have faith in the coaching staff that they're gonna do us right. They're gonna do us well, and at the same time, we gotta get them seats, man. They done messed this whole thing up, man, for Vegas, man. Talking about bringing them boys across on a little boat, man.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that, and I don't want it to be a standing room only situation. That's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, man.
That's gonna be tough. Let me say this: when I get to Vegas, if it's a rough situation where we don't have like an area to be in, I'm probably gonna do something. Vegas, like my own, maybe even my own stream in like somewhere in Vegas to like do my own show or something like that, because it's not even gonna be worth it just standing around where surrounded by people, barely can see what's going on. So I'll figure it out. But I am gonna be in Vegas draft week. Draft weekend. Yes, man. So hopefully we all link up, and that'll even be cool if we got the opportunity to do a show together or something during the draft. I mean, just like every other network. They lined up. They're not even looking at the stage. They line up doing their own thing. Last time I went, they all in their own sections. And when they calling the picks, they talking about it. They ain't looking nothing like that. So we might have our own setup like that if it comes to that. And we may be able to do our own show, man, and talk about all the picks come through for each team and go through that process, man.
Sounds
but
good,
that's what's up, man. And hopefully we can get Reason down there too, man. We'll talk about it, Reason.
We'll see what's good.
We'll talk about it, man. But yeah, EM probably ain't gonna be able to go. You know, he got curfews. Two don't let him out too late. So. But I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Ignore the text I sent you. It's a ball game.
It's all good, man. Hey, we took screenshots of that just so we can.
Y'all ridiculous, man. Y'all gonna get rid of that, man. I don't want to get set. I don't want 20 years from now when I'm running for public office to be set up. This is the type of stuff he see.
Nah. Although that would be funny though.
I know. It's like, gosh, man, it wasn't like that. Can't prove it. Fire. Oh man. But,
all right, fellas, y'all be easy, man.
All right, take it easy. All right, guys.
All right, love you guys, man.
See you.
Peace.
All right.
All right, guys, as always, man, I thank y'all for coming through tonight for the Tuesday night panel conversations. It's always an amazing moment. We got 100 likes. I think we just hit 100 likes. I appreciate everybody for hitting that like button. I love y'all. Thank y'all for always tuning in, man. We're making this bigger and better. Every single time we do a live stream now, we're over 100 people watching, and it just gets bigger and better, guys. Y'all remember when we first started, man, we had 8 people watching, 13 people watching, growing and growing and growing. Now we can't have a stream under 100 people or 150 at times, sometimes 200. So it's just being more and more and more. It's just getting better and better, guys, and I'm loving it. I hope we're giving you all everything that you like, everything you need. Again, if we didn't catch your comments and stuff, please don't think we're being biased or we're ignoring you. At the end of the day, it's a lot of people now that are giving their opinions, giving their comments and their thoughts about different subjects. But it's just been fun, man. I hope y'all having the same fun. And I'm loving this more and more, guys, and I hope you are too. Loso said TD had to end the night with madness about X. I always gotta have some type of drama, right? Good night, TD. I appreciate you, Juan. Was great night. Thanks, TD and company. All right, Nico, no problem, man. We got a lot of bigger and better things coming, man. I can't wait for things like the draft. That'll be pretty hot, man. Literally, if because the way they're setting up the draft, I don't know if you all know, they're going to be calling players that selected, and like the draft stage is going to be on water. I don't know if some of y'all knew that. If y'all can go check it out, the draft stage is going to be on water. Okay. And and when they select a player, they're going to be sending them across the water in a boat to the stage. So, and whenever I looked at the layout, it's not like 2 years ago when I went, where you got fan club sections all around the stage and stuff, because it's surrounded by water. So it's almost like everybody who's at the draft is going to be general admission almost. And that's like whatever. So we'll see, but I will be out there. So I'll either be live from general admission if we can't get on, if they don't have a floor section for the fan group, or I might just be somewhere in the vicinity with my own setup, maybe even a panel show where we're watching it and talking about each player that's called and all the moves that's happening. Just like you watch on ESPN, you got 6 people on the stage, just like you're watching on every channel. We might do that same setup, man. So we shall see. Somebody said rent a boat. Oh man, you're gonna get me kicked out of Vegas, man. Don't start with Tua getting injured in the water, TD. Nah, Tua gonna make it to the stage, then he gonna trip on Goodell foot, and then next thing you know, it's gonna be like, out for 2 more years. But nah, I'm messing with y'all. Vegas is always fun though. Oh, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna have fun. Outside of the draft, I can't wait to see some of y'all who say y'all gonna be in Vegas for that weekend. We're gonna have fun. Ain't no question about that, man. So y'all gonna have a panel over water. Nah, we ain't gonna be at the water. Probably. I mean, they got all that set up. They got it all locked down. I'm saying that who knows? We might be in a lobby or a bar area or something in Vegas, literally having our own draft show. It's no different from the people on the major networks at the draft with their setup having a show. So we'll see. Hopefully we can still get in the vicinity and be like with the fan club. But if not, we got to make our own thing, man. You know, we got to do our own thing. Insanity 5 and I are trying to go to that draft, man. That would be sweet, C007, because we all got to link up, man. We can make this a party thing, because I mean, the way everybody talking, we got at least 20 people that be on our streams that say, oh, I'm going to be there. But you know, when the time comes, they might be reduced to like 6 or 7. But I'm gonna be there. So we'll see. We're gonna see. All right. TD doing it big. Nah, that ain't big. That's just doing it. Oh wow, big time. Let me know. Absolutely, man. But I'm gonna be out there, so hopefully some of you guys are gonna be out there too. DM already live not far. Hopefully we can meet up. I really want to go. Might be fingers crossed. I mean, it's not far from now, y'all. I mean, we're talking 3 months, 90 days from now. This is going down. What are you talking about? The draft. 90 days. Look at my wife. She getting excited. She ain't even going, but she like, yeah, my husband about to go to the draft. Oh, I thought you said you didn't want to go. I don't think I'll decide what I do. Oh, she say she'll decide what she do. That she ain't going. She already said, I want you to have fun with your friends and those. Who said I was going with you? Oh, you just gonna be up in Vegas? Yeah. Hey, we're gonna have to talk now. We're gonna have to talk. Girlfriends that like football. I don't know about all that. Well, listen, we going together then. We going together. Hey, well, bye. Go and have your fun. I'll have my fun. How about that? Yeah, I'll have more fun than you. How about that? Bye. Leave it alone. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll be watching for sure. You got EM laughing. EM, we thought you had to go to bed, man. You all right? Two are going to come in the room and pop you on the leg, say, go to sleep. If we draft two or push him in the water, TD. Y'all gonna get me banned from all NFL events, man. The draft is the day after my birthday. I hope the fans make it a great one. I hope so too. I really do. EM laughing. I really do hope so. But we're gonna see, y'all. We're gonna see. But fun times to come. That's at the end of the day. That's what I want to say. Fun times to come, guys. All right. TD bout. TD about to faint if two are picked. Have paramedic on site. Nah, man. If they say Tua Tagovailoa to the Miami Dolphins, I'm gonna be jumping for joy because I'm gonna get behind whatever decisions we make at the end of the day. I can have my opinion, but if we don't go with it, I have to understand others' perspective of football. See, that's the difference. That's why you can't be like, I told you so, TD. No, because I have my thought process and my opinion about what's going to happen. And if it don't happen, y'all be like, oh, don't get on it now. Oh, but I am. I'm on it now because at the end of the day, my perspective ain't the only one that matters. And Greer's can be different from mine. Flores can be different from mine. I just got my own theory, and only time will tell which one will be the best one. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whether y'all, I mean, if we don't go to it and we go somebody you didn't want, I mean, the only thing you can do is get behind it. Not getting behind it ain't doing you no good. So, get behind it and let's go Dolphins. You know what I mean? And support the kid. Whatever kid we pick, if it ain't the one you wanted, support them. They're a Dolphin now. Hope that whatever flaws you think they have, the coaches are going to take care of that. Or whatever concerns you think you have about a player, it's going to be fine. You know, ain't nothing wrong with having your opinion before it all goes down. But when it goes down, you're a Dolphin fan at the end of the day. That's all that matter. What up, Bree the G? See Breon show up when we talk about the draft, man. Breon ain't hit me up yet, man. Breon ain't hit me up about the draft again yet. Let's go, man. 90 days, bro. 90 days. It's time to get in the building. Yes, sir. Great job to the whole panel this evening, man. Absolutely, TD. I completely agree. No question. Draft talk with the fellas. Let's do it. Hadn't seen Bree in forever. Yeah, Bree, man, where you been? People calling you out now. Gotta support our boys, no matter what, guys. No matter what. But nah, Bree, we gotta go ahead and start making these conference calls and talking about this draft though for real because time is coming up, man. We want to have it all locked in. It's gonna be lit. TD, how are you doing, bro? Oh, I'm great, Fake Spike. I'm amazing, man. I'm just sitting here. My wife, you can hear her in there riling the babies up at 11 at night, which they should have been to bed 2 hours ago. But anywho, no coach in FB in football can fix a fragile body. Good to see you, Bree. You the one missing. We've been putting stuff together. How? Have I gotten a missed call or something? No. Yeah, no, I ain't getting no missed call, Bree. We gonna see. The wife said, "Hey, brother," to you, Bree. I love the camera quality. What you use? This is a Canon DSLR Rebel EOS. I don't know the number and all of that, but it's about $900. You can get it for about $900. And that's with a package. It'll come with a stand and all of that stuff. So this is a $900 camera. So that's what I use. All the names are like the exact name, Rebel, Canon, DSLR, like for 5,000 or whatever that is. I don't remember, but yeah, that's what it is. Bree, I'm good. Hey, Hill, I'll call tomorrow morning, TD. Get ready. Let's do it, man. I'm ready, man. Hopefully you got some great news for me, man. Hopefully you saw that draft set up too. It's gonna be on the water. Flores went to Boston College and knows all about the running back. He is built exactly like Earl Campbell. Thank you, TD. I'm a huge fan. Appreciate you, Javier, man. Love you, man. Stay tuned, bro. Stay tuned. I'm out. Deuces, gents. All right, Nico. TD getting that engraving type of production with the camera. Oh, okay. Engraving doing this thing, man. That's the homie, man. Shout out to Engraving. TD, you doing a stream tomorrow? Maybe not, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to try to do a stream every day at a minimum, but tomorrow I'm going to be focusing a lot of my time working on the Patreon. I have a lot of stuff that I need to release on the Patreon. I got like 4 things I need to release, but all 4 of them I still got to do finishing touches. And then I need to record the new song that I just made for the Patreon. I haven't recorded it yet, so I'll probably be working on that tomorrow, Thursday, plus the other content that I have for the Patreon. And if you're signed up to the Patreon, I appreciate your love and support. Those are the people who are being dedicated members to TD Fans Talk. Thank you for your love and support. We have new Patreon members as well. I'll be giving them a shout out very soon as well. And don't forget to take advantage of the perks that you have on the Patreon. You can message me anytime on the Patreon and I will respond as well. Okay. Enjoying the show tonight, TD. The more I watch, the more I gain knowledge. Thanks, man. Vic, that's the thing, man. Y'all have to understand. I knew a lot about this game. I knew a lot about our team, but having an all-star crew like EM, Reason, and Mr. Ballgame and Finsanity, y'all don't even understand how much I learned from those guys. I mean, they were naming players tonight that I've never heard of. And in different ways, you know, we all have our football minds, but some people have their specialties, man. I never really followed college football like that. I was just all NFL, and they've showed me a new light and got me studying college to a degree. I'm still not even to the level of them. So we're all learning, and that's what I appreciate about this channel the most. I get just as much as some of you all get sometimes, you know. And some of you all get a whole lot because, I mean, y'all message me all the time talking about, man, you learn so much on this channel. And I see that. You see, if I knew it all, it'd be easy for me to think, oh, okay, I guess. But I understand what you mean, because we got guys giving different perspectives and different thought processes, different experience, different knowledge about this game and our team history and everything that you don't get anywhere else. You can watch ESPN all you want. You can watch FS1. You can watch all these other Dolphin writers and stuff. You don't get that. And that's what I'm loving so much about how this channel is evolving. And so it's just a beautiful thing, man. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys noticing that yourself, emailing me all the time about it. TD, I love college football. I follow it a lot. That's what's up, man. Who won, EM or Ballgame? They didn't play. EM was running, but don't tell them I said that. But they're going to, you know what? They're probably going to get something together sometime this week, and I will stream it live. We got to know who's going to win the next game. So we got to see who real and who pretending. TD, you got the A team on the panel, man. They are all A1. I do agree. I love college, sadly. Though I'm an FSU fan. Reason be on point with his knowledge of the college players. This channel is versatile like the Dolphins. Hi, TD. Do you think Walt Aikens has the future of the fans? I saw a disagreement with Flores and you left the coach's office and Aikens thought it was a good idea to break win. Any insight on this? We talked about that before. We can get on that. Well, it ain't nothing big. It ain't a big deal. I mean, Flores didn't like something. He made it known, but it'll be fine. I don't think that's a problem with those guys. 100% FM. Been following the Fins for 50 years. Always love my Fins. But, y'all, I got to get out of here. It is past 11 o'clock. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. I don't mean to cut y'all short, but I want to do a few final touches on this song that I've been writing for the Patreon. And then I'm going to head to bed because I got a few things to take care of early tomorrow before I check back in with you guys. But again, love you all. Thank you for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. You all are real Miami Dolphin fans, and those who are from other teams, real football fans. To even subscribe to TD Fans Talk, you're real fans of the sport and of the game, and I appreciate you all as well. Again, thank you all. Good night, good night, good night. Say your prayers. And if you got babies, let them know you love them. If you got a wife or a husband, let them know you love them before you go to bed. Because some people wake up without their loved ones. So always remember, cherish the now, and prepare for the later. All right. All right. This TD Fans Talk, y'all. Love y'all, man. Love y'all. See, it's moments like this. I don't even want to leave y'all. Like I can keep going, but I know it's best. I got to go. I don't want to leave. I'm not going to leave. No, I'll just play. I'll see y'all later. Oh, man.